Confidence is a must, cockiness is a plus, edginess is a rush, edges I like 'em rough. A man with a Midas touch, intoxicate me, I'm a lush. Stop, you're making me blush, people are looking at us. I don't think you know, I'm checking you so hot, wonder if you know your mama read.
Popped sats. Crypto trading, alright. Just day trading to the stream. No, I'm not day trading, bruh. Create dashboard. Study stream. Save. This channel. Settings, stream maybe? Stream manager, okay. Study. Stream. Done.
For real. He's got a better bald spot than I do. Got a better bald spot than I do.
Pop out chats. Alright. Nobody's gonna chat in my channel, but whatever. Alright, let's see now. 13:55.
We hired a big
13:55. Can't see this shit. Fuck. Sunday, 2106.
There's something inside you. It's hard to explain. They're talking about you, boy, but you're still the same. There's something inside you. It's hard to explain. They're talking about you, boy, but you're still the same. We're There's something inside you. Well, it's hard to explain. They're talking about you, boy, but you're still the same. There's something inside you. It's hard to explain. They're talking about you, girl, but you're still the same.
No way.
Wearing all
900.
Wait till you're announced. We've not yet lost all our graces. The hounds will stay in chains. Look upon your greatness and she'll send the call out, 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 send call the ladies out, they're in their finery. 100 jewels on throats, 100 jewels between teeth. Now bring my boys in, their skin in craters like the moon. The moon we love like a brother, while he glows through the room. Dancing around the lies we tell, dancing around big eyes as well. Even the comatose, they don't dance and tell. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know, we're on each other's team. I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air. minds competing for a love they won't receive. 'Cause what this palace wants is release. We live in cities you'll never see on screen. Not very pretty, but we sure know how to run free. Living in ruins of a palace within my dreams. And you know we're on each other's team. I'm kinda over getting told to throw my hands up in the air.
Alright, that's enough of that. Alright. Section. Alright. So now let's get ready for tomorrow. Now let's see. Erase all this shit. Should we start with a clean slate or would? Yeah, let's remove everything. Alright, let's go to monthly, alright. Damn, look at this month, or last month. Alright, so trend line here, trend line there. Turn on the magnet, alright, there it is. And then the trend line here and there. Let's use a array. Right here, array there. Alright. Let's go through weekly. Adjust this. Alright. This and a big as the weekly, a big as full spike. Full spike, okay. Daily chart. This is like some more, yeah. This is like a head and shoulders, but a double bottom hit. Double bottom. Yeah, this shit is too crazy. Spike and tight channel, and then break of the tight channel, and then now a little bit of trader range here. Alright, let's do one now, right? I guess a double lower low, double bottom here. Alright, let's mark the chart here. Turn on this. Or turn this off maybe. Let's just do array. Never mind. This maybe? Yeah, like that. let's say alright, now let's see. I should probably mark the chart first. Let's mark the chart first. Today's chart. Today, okay, let's see today. Let's go big. Alright, this was yesterday's high here. Alright, yesterday's high. Ooh. Yesterday's high. See the global charts. And this is the T Globex. This was a expanding triangle. Like that, breakout mode, I guess. It's like a trading range here. Yeah, there's a expanding triangle. And it broke out to the upside. Alright. Oh, here we go. Why am I so sleepy? Okay then, now let's mark this chart. Alright, let's see here. So we got a, let's see the inside, outside bars first. Outside bar, inside bar. I here. Oof. Smart that. An IOI. There. Alright, let's mark. What the fuck? Stone dogs and then IOI here. I guess that was breakout mode. IOI here. Not IOI there. And these IO. No. Text bottom. Alright, now let's see here. You can barely see the lines on my chart, huh? That's weird. Why can you barely see my lines on my charts? On my stream, anyways. What up, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up? What up, what up, what up, what up? Never mind, you can't see the lines. Never mind, understand. You can't see the lines. It's just on the preview, it's hard to see. This thing. Right. Okay, here's a double bottom here. Double bottom here. Double bottom. Not anything good to buy here. Yeah, I mean, here's two decent bull bars, but am I gonna buy here? Probably not, right? There's a double bottom here though. Down, up, and down, and then up, and a big bull bar here. And breakout mode here, I guess. I don't know. Double bottom, bull channel, and then another bull channel. One, two, three. Yeah, another channel here. TT bull channel. I don't see any buys or sells around here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any buys or sells, anything here. A bull channel here, so the only thing I see is right here. Down, down. Maybe here, I guess. And yeah, maybe here and buy here. There's no other buys. I don't see anything really good. Fucking sleepy, bro. Damn, that reached the measure move on the starting trending range. I reached the measure move up here. And power here too. Oof. Measure move trend range, double bottom trend range. Measure move, double bottom. Open trend range. There it is. Today was a hard day for my strategy, so there's no good buys or sells anywhere really. Maybe here's the sell. A bull channel, break below the channel, and then right here would have been, I guess, a good sell. But couldn't hold it long. I would have held it and then just got stopped out here. I wouldn't sell it anyways, cause there's no selling pressure anywhere here really, and he just went down. And the trading range here is not that big, so I was waiting for a lower high and swing down, but it never went down again. So I never went short. And I went to sleep. Oh, this. I don't think I would have bought anywhere here anyway, so. Just a bull channel. Bull channel and then another bull channel. It's kind of a boring day to be honest. What's today? May 20th. May 20th. 5/20. Wednesday. Okay, title or yeah. I just do the title right now. Double bottom. Double bottom trend range. Opening to bull channel, and then another bull channel, and another bull channel, then pull back, and bull channel again. Pull back and then bull channel again. Okay, next title, like date. Where's the date? Okay. Wednesday, May 20th. Time is measurement with the yeah, there's no other drawings I can do really on this. Here's 420, maybe that's a significant price. $4.20. Fucking hell. 420. 0. Price. Black. T. Price there is. Okay. Sales. Price. $29,420 price. Okay then. cells. I wonder if Albrook's marked his chart already. This one, today's chart, nope. This is yesterday's chart. Alright, let's print this bitch out. Scan this. Let's put expanding triangle. Expanding triangle with Gregor's cross section. And maybe we'll see here. I guess we'll cut this out, cut it, and then expand triangle. Yeah, expand triangle. Where the fuck? Paste this bitch. Alright. There it is. Now we put this back. This. Double bottom trend range opening. Double bottom 1, 2. If they go below and then went up again, so maybe breakout mode pattern went below, then went up again. Yeah, I gotta study more. Alright, so what did I do? Alright, what the fuck is that? I flipped it. How do I flip it like that? Let's see here. Copy. Four. Not 20, 26, and then print this bitch out. this? How the fuck this? Hello? How did this flip like that? What the fuck? It flipped. Huh? Hmm. Reset charger? Oh. No, that didn't work. Puzzle time. Oh. Okay, that was Wednesday's press section. Now Tuesday. Wait, what the fuck? Did I mess up here? No. I didn't. Oh, I went to a different one. Oh, okay. I went to that one. I went to the inverse one. This is supposed to be inverse. That's supposed to be inverse. And then I'm hungry as fuck. I'm gonna go eat something, I guess. Or make some meat. Okay, let's see. Alright, yesterday's high here. It's not yesterday's high. 18, 19, alright. This is support, I guess. I don't know. Or resistance. Here. Shade low. Shade low. And support over here. Or resistance. Yesterday resistance. Okay. Here we have a triangle. Triangle here. It's also a like triangle opening. Double top. Triangle, trend range. Double top. Triangle, trend range. But this would have been a hard sell, I feel like. I could sell on this bar. It's a big ass bar though. Two decent bull bars. I bought this and then I got stopped out really quick. So a fake out, I guess, fake. And I guess you would sell this, but I mean, no, you wouldn't. I wouldn't sell it. Could break out and then follow through. You would have sold this, or is maybe you sell the breakout. If you sell the breakout, you fucking have to read a lot of drawback. And then, yeah, I don't know. It didn't reach a measurement down, that's for sure. Not these fucking ways. This part, or measure move on the trading range. Trading range, measure move, nope. Nope. I guess right here it did. Right on money. It didn't go from here though. Interesting. Huh. Oh, wait a minute. It did go, if you just count the bodies, right a measurement, right too. Oof. I don't know if I would ever do this. Changing bodies. Hmm. And here, a channel, a bull channel. There is some good buying pressure here. Channel here, bull channel there, a bull channel. And then the breakout here. Here's the bottom. The bottom. I guess you buy here, I don't know. Buy here. Double bottom, and I was thinking of buying here too, I remember. I was thinking of buying after this, I remember. But I didn't. And then you just buy, keep buying, I guess. I don't fucking know. You keep buying, I don't fucking know, bro. Keep buying, I guess, I don't know. But would you buy after this? Maybe not. I don't know if we'll buy after this. We're at top of the day's high. So I don't know if you'll buy here. I don't know. I wouldn't. If I miss this, if I miss buying here, it's hard. It's really hard for me to buy here. I just can't do it. I can't do it, bro. But anyways, now there's a bear channel. And yeah, you went. So it's like a trading range, really. Now bear channel. One, two, three, and went up. Oof. A wedge. A lower. It went down, then a higher low, major trend reversal, and it went past this. This is yesterday's high. It went past yesterday's high. A higher low, and it just went up. Bear channel here. Looking at the Globex charts, it just keeps going up, I guess. It's a bull channel here. Yep. May 19th. Now measure move to these. What would it be? Measure move here. Is too small. Here to here, I guess. That'd be a good measure move up. Or what about measure move with this training range? Hmm. 15-minute mark. Yeah, it's two good bull bars. 15-minute mark. Yeah. I saw that too. I was like, damn. Two good bull bars on a 15-minute mark. That's crazy. I saw it, but I was too scared. I was too scared to enter. You should resistance, okay. I think that's it, no? Let's see, would I sell it here? This is a fucking crazy bull spike. I mean, I wouldn't sell nothing here, fuck that. It's a lot of selling pressure. Also, I saw I wouldn't have bought. Right here, two good bull bars. Nah, but this, look at all this selling pressure though. So why would you even buy that? Yeah. A double bottom here, maybe you buy this if it goes up more. Two good bear bars. Really good bear bars, but I don't know. Right here though, moving average test went up a double, let's see, double top here, I guess, double top on yesterday's resistance, double top, and then went down, but two bear bars with tails and then a good bull bar. I would have made you up to moving average test here, so maybe you would have bought here and moving average test. So yeah, you would have maybe bought there. Good bull bar, buy here, yeah. But then just reverse. So this is like a lower high. Major trend for August. Lower high. Alright. I guess Would I have sold there? Maybe not. Yeah, I wouldn't have sold there anyways. That's really hard to do. A lower high. There's two good bear bars. And then low one, low two, and then keeps going down. Low, low two. With a good bear bar too. Oof. So dates Tuesday 5/19 and wait, let me see Al Brooks charts. This is yesterday, I think. Let's see Al Brooks chart. See triple top, overnight low. Oh yeah, I've had tomorrow's high and low overnight. Opening expanding triangle. This is not expanding triangle. This is a converge. What is it called? I forgot what it's called. What kind of triangle is this? Converging triangle. I forgot. Ugh. Yeah, it's a channel. A bull channel breakouts. Tight bull channel, yeah. High 247. Conversion maybe. Damn, this is a trading range. triangle. Double top. Yeah, low, double top. T, title type. Low, no low. Lower high. Double top. And board channel. No channel. Breakouts. Then a bare channel. So this is a train range really. Bull channel, bull breakouts. And then bare channel. Bull channel, bull breakout, yeah. Here's a double on here on this. Here's a double top here. Double top. But bad follow through. Instead it went up and away. I think that's it for this. Keep here. I guess here's a double top, lower high, yeah. Alright. And now we print this bitch out. Save this. Save that bitch, print. Alright. 2 charts, 1 more chart to go. 1 more chart to go. But I'm gonna eat something and I wanna watch a video. Damn, this bull channel is crazy, bruh. Whatever. Let's see. I'll watch this video. Let's watch this video. And see what else. Watch later. This one, I guess. I don't know. Did I watch this already? Open a day and month. Let's watch this. think I'm gonna bug into this. Hmm. Hmm. It's 8 minutes and it's 9 minutes.
It was a trend channel line overshoot and a reversal up. The market made many attempts yesterday to reverse up, so it's effectively a stair type pattern. There's room to the moving average for at least a scalp, so I think that was a good trade. Not a great close because you're below the moving average and you're reasonably close to it. I think you have to scalp out, depending on where you entered. You know, you can either scalp out 1 point, 2 points, or at the market. If you bought above the outside up bar, it would have been an 11 tick, would have been a 9 tick failure. You would not have been able to get out at 2 points. So at that point, you'd have to consider just getting out at 1 point and then moving your stop to break even, or putting your stop below the entry bar. Because even if the market dropped below the entry bar, with these two strong bars, there was a good chance that the market would come back up, and it would give you an opportunity to see if it was just a pullback in a potential bull market. Okay, that's a terrible looking bar for the bulls, strong bear close. But if you're long here, you could have your stop below here or somewhere down here, and you still have time, assuming you didn't get out at break even. To me, if I were still long here, I probably would get out. I'd place a limit order to get out at break even. I would be concerned that the market is forming a low 2 at the moving average and a bear, even though I would think that the market would try to form a higher low and lead to a rally. It reversed yesterday's low with a good-looking bar. I'm assuming the market will make a second attempt up. Also, you get this potential little head and shoulders bottom. Okay. Now, as I said, even though that's a good-looking bar forming here, my problem with it is you've had 3 sideways bars.
Double top and then a big beard bar. Interesting.
Bars, and you have bars here, and it's forcing you to buy at the top of basically a trading range, and I especially don't like to buy above trading ranges that are just below the moving average. There's just too much risk of failure. Okay, outside down bar and low 2, do you short it, or do you short below the double bottom, or do you just wait to see if the market forms a higher low? Any of those choices is okay. To me, doing nothing is okay as well because of the barbed wire. Another big tail, but again, good-looking bar for the bar. So the opening and it closed below that high, and I did buy that I would be getting out here a review and a bar, which means, buy this close. These two bars are overlapping a lot. You have a good sized tail at the top, a good sized tail at the bottom. This,
I think about watched it already. Anyways.
This is Al Brooks, and today is Friday, November 30th, 2012, and I am recording a blog based upon a couple of interesting things involving the open of bars this week. First of all, here is
Let me see. Do I want to watch the Twitter part or not?
day last week, I think it was Wednesday or so, and the market was trending up, but in a channel, and there was reasonable selling pressure along the way. A number of bear bars, reversals, dojis, prominent tails, small bodies, and today we opened up with a bear bar, and we raced up quickly for several bars, and then reversed, and then got a micro double top and reversed down again. A high 2, but a very weak signal bar, especially after such a large bear bar. Chances are we're going to test down more. However, at this point, you have to be suspicious of what's going on. There's a pattern that's unfolding here, and I don't know if you can see it. Yes, 3 pushes up, so you can argue a wedge, and the market should test the bottom of the wedge, this area. We're almost there. However, on a day where the market goes up and then reverses back to the area of the open, especially if it does it fairly sharply, and the range of the day is about half of an average daily range, you have to pay attention and think about the possibility that the day could be a perfect doji day with an open and close of the day somewhere in the middle, and in the middle of the day. So you have to consider that this might be the middle of the day. So if the open of the first bar might be the middle of the day, and this is the potential high, you can create a measured move down, and this will be a support area where buyers will come in. Bears will buy back their shorts for a profit. Bulls will buy for a scalp or a swing up. The bulls are buying, expecting the market to test back to the open of the day, and for the day to be a large trading range day, especially since the channel up at the end of yesterday had so much two-sided trading. Chances are it'll be followed by a trading range. And then we have big up, big down, big confusion, usually results in a trading range. Next slide, you can see how the day unfolded. It came down exactly to the tick, equal to a measured move from the high of the day down to the open of the day, and a weak looking low 1, a weak looking low 2, and the bears kept trying to push it down, and they kept finding buyers, and therefore, as trading ranges often do, the market rallied and poked above the top of the range. And then ultimately later in the day, it came back down to the bottom of the range. Over here, what did it do? It tested the area of the open of the day again, tried to break out again over here and failed, and the market closed near the low. So instead of a small doji bar on the daily chart, the bar ended up with a bare body. Here's the open of the bar, and then the close of the bar is over here. However, the important point is if the open to the high is about half of a day's range.
I might just sell this, fuck it. $20, maybe 20. Is you fine? Sheesh, gonna reverse. Two good bear bars, I guess, but I kind of want to get break even to be honest with you. I might try to break even here. There it is, stop down. $100.
The market reverses sharply, you have to consider the possibility that the day may end up as a doji bar on the daily chart, which means that it could go down to the low of the day equal to a measured move down, and then come back to the open as it did here. It broke to the downside again here and came back to the open again here and closed down. I talk about this in the video course and in the books, and this is another example of it. Friday, today, November 30th, 2012, is the last day of the month. When that's the case, I always take a look at the monthly chart before the day opens, and I want to see where the open of the month is relative to the open of the day. Because if the open of the month is close to today's open, the open of the month will be a magnet. So you can see here we're about 5 points away from the open of the month. So before the market opened today, I drew this pink line in because it's a strong magnet. If the market opens reasonably close to this magnet, the market usually 70% chance will test that pink line. By test, I mean probably go one tick below, which is what it does more often than not. You know, maybe 70% chance. It could go more than one tick, but usually it goes at least one tick below. Traders want to see what's on the other side of support. Will it lead to a breakout, or will it lead to a reversal? We have three pushes up, even though it does not have a wedge shape. Effectively, it's a wedge, a two-bar reversal, but a big, big tail, and in a relatively tight trading range. Is that a short for a test of the open? It's a swing. I think you could take the short, but I would take it with the plan to get out around the open of the month. Okay, so here's the open of the month, and today's open opened within 5 points of the open of the month. The month has a range of about 50 points, so 5 points is pretty small. And at the moment that this 5-minute bar opened, the monthly chart was pretty much a doji bar, and the monthly bar closed at the end of today. And this is how the day ended. Okay, we came down one tick below the open of the month and bounced, tested it exactly here, a higher low major trend reversal, a double bottom bull flag major trend reversal, but only 4 or 5 bars down and no bull bars, so this is suspicious. It may not be strong enough. And then over here, we went 1 tick below the double bottom bull flag and formed a perfect double bottom with the spike down here, creating a double bottom major trend reversal. So the bears repeatedly tried to push it below the open of the month. They wanted to have the body on the monthly chart be a strongly bearish bar, or at least a neutral bar. They wanted today's close to be on the pink line or below the pink line. If it's on the pink line, then the monthly bar is a perfect doji, and that's a sign of weakness on the part of the bulls. You know, the market has been trending up, and if now we have a close at the open instead of a bull bar, a close above the open, that means that the bulls are probably getting weaker. So, you know, we tested it repeatedly and we shot up strongly. One other point about this bull breakout here occurred at 11:40, and we were in a trading range day. If a market breaks out after 12:30 or 12:35, I rarely will ever go for a swing. So in other words, I will not buy closes, because most breakouts that occur after 12:40 or 12:40 or later usually do not go far, and this is a perfect example. A great looking bull bar opening on its low, closing on its high. Traders could buy the close, break out to a new high of the day, and then what happened, if their stop was below the bar, even if it was below the 2-bar spike, they got stopped out for a big loss on the final bars of the day, the final bars of the week, the final bars of the month. So I would not be buying closes in a situation like this, because most breakouts that occur that late in the day after 12:40 or 12:40 or later usually do not go very far. And that is all that I have to say today for my blog on Friday, November 13th.
Buddy.
This is Al Brooks, and I am recording a blog on Friday, November 2nd, 2012, using principles that come from my Brooks trading course, from my brookstradingcourse.com website. First, this is the E-mini contract, the weekly chart, and I've pointed out several times recently that we have a bull trend line below, and we have a trend channel line above, and another bull trend line here, creating a wedge top. And we're very close to the first trend line, and we have a ways to go to get to the second trend line. Whenever the market tries to have a bull breakout of a bull channel, a wedge top is a bull channel. A channel is just price action contained between 2 lines. It does not matter that the lines are convergent as they are here. Whenever you have an attempt to break out of the top of a bull channel that fails and reverses back down, the market usually has to poke below the bottom of the channel. And there are often more than one bottoms. We have the initial one here, and then we have a bigger one down here. At a minimum, I think the market will poke below the bottom of the wedge on the weekly chart, and I think probably
Alright, I'm done eating. What the fuck? Damn, look at this. I sold here. If only I held, I guess. I don't know. Damn, what the fuck? Bruh. That's crazy. Oh man, I would have made my. Whatever. Hmm.
50-50 chance will come down and poke below the pink line, the larger channel. And that would correspond with a test of this low. When wedges correct, and when anything corrects, the market always tends to get drawn down to support, and support is a magnet, and a prior higher low is a magnet. Bulls want the market to stay above prior higher lows, because that's the definition of a bull trend. You have higher lows and higher highs, and once the market stops making higher highs and lows and starts making lower highs and lower lows, the market then is in a bear trend. So this prior higher low and this prior higher low are important. If the market falls below them and starts to make a series of lower lows and lower highs, then the market becomes a bear trend on the weekly chart. Here's the daily chart, and again you can see those two lines from the wedge, and we're very close to the first line, the wedge bottom. We should get through there next week, and you can see on the daily chart we have a high, a lower high, a lower high, and then another lower high, a low, a lower low, and a lower low. So the market's in the early stages of a bear trend. Remember, every bull flag is a bear trend. We don't know if this will just go a little bit further and then break to the upside and the bull trend will resume. That's what happened over here. We had a bear trend that was simply a bull flag within a larger bull trend.
Mm-hmm.
Same with over here. We had a bear trend that was ultimately just a bull flag. We don't know if what we have going on here on the daily chart is simply another version of that, or if it's the start of a significant bear move. I think at a minimum we'll get to this trend line below the bottom of the wedge, and I think there's a pretty good chance we'll get down here.
Yeah.
Corrections tend to get larger each subsequent correction, and this correction here was about 100, 150 points. So assuming that this is a correction and not just a bull flag, I would assume that it would be at least 100, 150 points, probably getting all the way down here on the daily chart in the 1250 area. On the 5-minute chart, here are several days that this week that illustrate some points that I think are worth mentioning. Every now and then traders ask me what is an expanding triangle, and I talk about that in module 21, triangles, and it's simply a triangle that is expanding. It's getting wider instead of narrower, and so you have a high, a higher high, and a higher high. You have a low and a lower low, and at a minimum it has 5 points to it. Sometimes it expands and has 7 or 9. Over the past couple of weeks we've had a lot of expanding triangles on all time frames, and sometimes the market just gets in that kind of a mood and it has a whole bunch of expanding triangles. Every expanding triangle top is then usually converted into an expanding triangle bull flag. So I could have carried this line across here, and then we would have had 3 pushes down, 3 pushes up. As long as you have at least 2 up and 3 down, you then have an expanding triangle bull flag, since it's in a bull trend. And we had a second entry over here. Let me just talk a little bit more about this expanding triangle top. Okay. Every expanding triangle top is a major trend reversal. I talk about major trend reversals in module 17, and I talk about how to trade them in modules 35, 36, and 37. And let me go back to what I was saying. Every expanding triangle top is a major trend reversal. You always end up with a trend line break and then a higher high when the market starts to turn down from the triangle. it's turning down from a higher high major trend reversal as
Mm.
well. You can see the market tried to turn down over here below the second bar of the day, but a doji bar, a weak signal bar. Here we had a bear bar closing on its low tick, a more reliable signal bar for the expanding triangle. We had a bear trend coming down here, and then a trend line break, and then a lower low that reversed up. Here, 4 bear bars, I would not buy that. Here, a second entry long for a lower low major trend reversal. I think that is a reasonable buy. We have a bull channel, a break below the bull channel, and then a new high. So a potential higher high major trend reversal. I think this bull spike, these 2 bars up, are strong enough so it's more likely that the market would have formed a higher low and had another leg up than it was that it would become a major trend reversal top. So I think it's perfectly reasonable not to take this short and assume the market was still always in long. This day we gapped up, a trend from the open bull. We broke a trend line. Market went sideways to down for about 5 or 10 bars. Did not quite reach the moving average. And then we had a higher high and a 2-bar reversal. So again, a major trend reversal, a higher high major trend reversal. Given what took place earlier in the day, I think the odds are that this major trend reversal will not lead to a reversal and instead will lead to a trading range, which it did over here, and it became a wedge bull flag for a second leg up. When you're trading situations like this, where you know the market's always in long, there's no follow through on the selling, so it's staying always in long. I think you have to be looking to buy, and I think what took place over here and here are important. You know, you could buy above that bar and put a stop below, you would have been stopped out here. You can buy above this bar and put a stop below, and you would have been stopped out here. And you could have bought for a third time here. Usually, if I think the market's always in long, and I take a trade, I did not take this one. I did take this one.
Yeah, you waited for a second entry.
At least I think I did not take this. I might have taken this. I usually use a wider stop, like a swing stop. You can use a fixed number of points, like 2 points, probably not enough in the E-mini, or 3 or 4 points. That's usually enough if the market is staying in bull mode. Just look at here. This is about a 4 or a 5 point pullback. What are the chances that the market would get back up here, let's say 5 points, before falling 5 points, right? On a bull trend day, the chances are good. In other words, probably 60% or better. So that tells you that if you bought anywhere down in here and risked 5 points down to here, right, for a test of the high, it's a reasonable trader's equation. You got probability 60%, and you have reward equal to risk. So if you buy here, looking for a move up there, and risking that same number of ticks down here, I think you have a reasonable trade. If the market started to fail, you would not have allowed the market to come all the way down to your stop, right? So your initial stop is a catastrophic stop. You know, you have no intention of ever letting the market reach it. But I think it's a reasonable way to approach the trade. So when the market's channeling down, as it is here, you're not sure exactly where the low is. And you know, you can see the market took 3 attempts. You could repeatedly allow yourself to get stopped out, or you could just buy any of the 3 attempts and use a wide stop and trade smaller. I think that is a better approach when you think the market is always in long, because a lot of times this is what happens. You buy, stopped out, buy, stopped out, buy, and all you do is get back to break even, and you don't end up with a profit. On the other hand, if you use a catastrophic stop, it will not get hit very often. Usually, if the market's failing, you'll get out before it gets hit. And I think that's a better way to take the trade.
It's hard to do.
You know, you look for the buy setups, that's fine, but I would use a wider stop, a swing stop, you know, whatever you think an appropriate swing stop is. You know, maybe below the low of this bull bar, so that would be over here. Or you could use a measured move down based upon this height, right? This high to that low, measured move down would be about here. You could also use all the way down here or below the low of the day, but I think that's too much. When the markets went up on this big bull bar, possible trend from the open bull, You have this bull bar, another bull bar. On one of these 2 or 3 bars, you know the market's always in long. When the market's always in long, especially a trend from the open bull, you want to buy for any reason. And if you don't come up with a particular reason, you just buy at the market. You buy at the close of a bar. You buy at the close of this bar. Stop below the bottom of the spike down here. So you say, well, I don't want to risk 6 or 7 points. Well, if you're buying up here, that is the ideal stop. So you trade small. You trade 25% of your normal position size. If you don't want to trade too small, let's say you bought this close, you could put a stop right below the low of this bar. And there you're risking, 3 or 4 points. Maybe you trade half size. And that's still okay. It's better to trade half size and catch 2, 3, or 4 points than it is to keep waiting for a pullback and not getting it until up here and then missing a lot of the bull trend. So once the market becomes clearly always in long, either on this bar or this bar, I think it's good to buy for any reason, even if you have to buy small. You can always add on with a pullback, but I think it's important to get long when you think the market's always in long. By the way, this expanding triangle, you could carry it all the way out here or out here, and you can see it's a larger expanding triangle. So maybe on a 15-minute chart, it becomes a larger expanding triangle. And that is the end of my blog for today.
Okay, then. Yeah, that was good.
To reverse up, it would come again, bar. I don't like that closed. I just don't see this as being. I want a pretty big high. There'll be bars above the high of the day, low, new high of the day.
Now I have print that chart now. Monday, May 18th. Monday. See a lot of trading, I think. Oof. Okay, 2. 1, 2, double top. Sell here, 100% sell here. Double top, sell 2 good bear bars, sell there, bam. And then you get a measure move of these. Ooh, there's the 2 good bear bars and another bear bar. We go short there? I don't know. Double top here. Double top. This is this is yesterday's low. Yesterday's low, okay. Another right here. Friday's low, it's Friday. Friday low. Double top, sell it as a bear trend down. So much fucking, the ranges are so overlap, 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 overlap. A ton of overlap. It broke down below this thing. But a tight trade range here. Yeah. And then a good out of sorties. So here, so there, and double bottom here. That's tough. Right here, higher low, major universal, yeah. Higher low, major universal. I guess you buy that, I don't know. This. And you buy here too. High low measure, yeah. And then oof, right on time, right on the money, baby. A measure moved. Measure move. This is a really tight trading range. Let's see. Tight. Trading range. Let's see, is there a measure move on this shit? Measure move on this. Wait. Let's do text tighten. Tight trading range. Maybe I should be looking at the global X chart to see if some entries, I don't know. Let's see. So we got a fucking, here's a trend range, and then breakout of the trend range, and then a channel, and then break of the channel. Red, okay, break of the channel. Yeah, okay. I don't know what to do. Yeah, I don't know. Measure move, yeah. And the measure move of the trading range. Let's go right here. And right here maybe. Still too small, I guess. A big surprise bar. This is a big surprise bar, not gonna lie. Surprise bar. Surprise bar. I wouldn't buy off this, but yeah, that's a surprise bar. And then the higher low, major reversal. Okay, that's good. Double bottom here. And this wedge. What is this? This could be a wedge. 1, 2, and then 3. Wedge. This is like a channel down kind of. It's a trade range. Big down, big up, and then a trade range, and then went down again. Interesting. Out of margin. Out of overlap here. I would not take anything, any trades here. Nope, nope. And then big down and big up. Tight trading range, and then good breakout of that trading range. And double bottom. No good entries here, no good entries here. And then surprise bar, and then a pullback. Is this a 50% pullback? Surprise bar? No. 50% pullback from this. Kind of, not really, no. And then high, low, a good bear bar, good signal bar, another good bull bar, and then a really good bull bar above this trading range here. Above this, and then just buy here. Maybe buy there too, and then measure move, bam. That would have been a good trade, holy shit. There was some buying pressure here, I guess. It went down, then went up, and then it went down, and then the surprise bar, I guess. The surprise bar changed everything, I guess. I don't know. Let's see Brooks' Monday chart. Is 18. Is this it? I don't know. Yeah, it is. Is this a news bar? What is this? 2 p.m.? No. Oh, this is also like a moving average test, I guess. Test. Moving average test, yeah. This is not a 50% pullback though. From this bottom to this top is not 50%. This is like a bear channel and it broke below it and went back up. Double bottom here. Yeah, there's a double bottom here. Double bottom. Double bottom, but bad. Break, good bull bar, and then bad follow through. And this double top. So went down and up and down. Two good bear bars, mannequin of the day. 2, 3 good bear bars, start of the day. Put that in red. Ooh, let me highlight it. Highlight this bitch. Alright. So there's a double top channel, and this is a really broad channel. It's mostly training range all day. Any training range, yeah. Let's see. Date 18th, Monday, 5/18, 26. When is the World Cup in Houston? World Cup Houston games. 21 days. June 14th. Okay then. June 14th. I think I got it here. June 14th. Nope. Group stage. In 21 days. 21 days. Here, title. I guess a double top. Double top. Double top, bull channel down, double top, and then training range, pretty much. Channel down, where's the channel down? Here's a 29K price. Alright, 29K. Yeah. Price 29K price. Background yellow. Okay, there it is. We got double bottom here on the Globex charts. Potential double bottom. I want to look at the the invert one. I mean, this is a surprise bar, no? The bear surprise bar. So a bull channel and then a break below and then maybe a double bottom. Who knows? Who knows? Alright, let's print this bitch out. Full screen. And anyways, copy this 51826. Wait, what the fuck? 518. I need to remove some stuff. Prints. Alright, now I need to get ready for tomorrow. Get ready for tomorrow, baby. Close this. Clear all this. And yeah, let's get ready for tomorrow. Monthly, alright, let's check this bitch out. Bye. Daily. Okay. A really big bull bar after a pullback, tight bull channel, and then break over the bull channel, and then a double bottom here. Double bottom here. here's a break above the trade range. Let's put trade range trade range bodies. That's nice for bodies, but okay. Above trade range. Alright. So if it gives about this, it means it's above the trade range. Alright, daily, alright, we're at the whole bottom here. 4 hours, should we do 4 hour? We got an IOI, ooh, IOI breakout, I didn't see that shit. And a break above, I didn't even see that shit. Damn. IOI, there it is. I'm gonna break out above. Another 1 hour. Here's a high low. Major trend reversal above it. Went above this trend range here. Then the II here, 1 hour high. And then just a bull channel. Interesting. Here's a nice channel line. And when it broke above it, and then when it tested it again, it went up. Head and shoulders here, yeah, for sure. Here's a wedge, 1, 2, 3. 3 pushes down. A good bull bar here, and then, yep. And now we're like a bull channel here. It's weird, bull channel. Bull channel here. I don't see anything too crazy, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think so. 1, 2, 15 minutes. I mean, 15 minutes. Yeah, I don't see shit. I guess that's a good trend line, it is, maybe. Who the fuck knows, bruh? Okay, I need to mark some support and resistance, I guess. This is above the trading bodies of the daily. Trading bodies of the daily. Daily daily. Alright. Oh fuck. Alright, let's see. I feel like this. I don't know if it's gonna go down this far, but here's the base of the head and shoulders here. So that's a good spot, I guess. There it is. I say lock that one in, lock it in, lock it in, lock it in. Base or on the head, the neck. This is a neck. Base of head and shoulders. Alright, let's lock that bitch in. Lock this in. So that's a good, I guess, I don't know if it's gonna go down that far, but yeah. Alright, now what? Now fucking what? Do we have anything else here? Do we have anything else here? Oh, what the fuck was that? Alright, here's a good resistance point. Right here. Right here. Right here. Ooh, is above there's this how about here? You know what? Yeah. How about here? Let's do this. That's good. That's good. That's real good. Yeah. Let's go this way. That's good right there. Alright, now this is resistance. And the 2,900 price here, which right here just went through. What the fuck? 2,900. Alright. Resistance and close to 29,900. And this is 420 right here. 420. I don't know if this has anything to do with the shit, but yeah. 420 here. Corners 420, right? Yes. Okay. 420 price. Okay. I like seeing that 420 there. I'm gonna put 29K on it. Lock that that in. Oh shit, look. On a Globus chart, that's where it fucking formed a small double top. What the fuck? Right now, it looks like we're forming a triangle or some sort. Some sort of triangle here. But where would it break down? Where would it go down to? Let's see, a double bottom, it failed. Here a double top, lower, low, double top. And we get two bull, if it goes below this, then it's gonna be a success, I guess. Double top, and yeah. If we see two good bear bars, I might enter this bitch. This is surprise. See, am I losing my voice? What the fuck? This is a good bear bar though. It might go back up though. It might be a double top. I mean double bottom. Bam, bam. If this gets good follow through, then yeah, I might go shorts. Am I losing my voice? What the fuck, bro? Probably because I don't talk that much. You know, talking a lot today because of the stream or whatever. So, okay, where were we? Okay, we're marking down key price levels. Anyways, okay, alright. Now, what to do? Here's a key level here. Support. Support. I guess this is all-time highs, I guess. I don't fucking know. All-time highs here. All-time highs. I don't really want more time to be honest. I don't think we're gonna get up there. We're too far away. Yeah, we're not. I don't think we could, but whatever. On here, I'm gonna mark the open and close of today, or yesterday. Looks like we're getting good follow through on this, kinda. Double top, surprise bar, double top, and then yeah, this is a good bear bar. I might go short here, cause it's below the trend range. And then bear, yeah. Don't go down too fast. What the fuck? Anyways. Okay, I need to mark. Yeah, I'm marking this over here. This is a surprise bar though, too, huh? Surprise bar, surprise bar. They went down and alright, this is higher. This is high. Maybe a double top from this. Double top maybe. Here's the neckline. Alright, maybe a double top, bro. This shit is high. Yeah. Okay, we might look for a trade here, look. Yeah, okay then. 2 good bear bars. A double top. Yeah. Damn. A break below this tight channel. Kevian, buddy. I want to short this. I don't want to short it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to short it. Damn, bruh. 2 good bear bars. I'm gonna have to short this bitch. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, this is the final flag. I don't know. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna team. I don't really care no more, bro. Whatever. See a measure move of this is right here. Right there is a measure moved. It's also right here at the bottom of there. I mean, 2 good bear bars and fucking below this training range thing, so I mean. Although it could be a double bottom maybe? No. I kinda wanna move my stop below this. I'll just move it here. Should I move it below this? Break even now, I guess? I don't know. Or roll this? I don't know. Uh-oh. I'm just gonna break even. Fuck it. Actually, yeah, taking a break even. Okay. I mean, it was going in the right direction and then it just went back up. It's just so fucking much, so many, I really wanna put a stop up. I should put a stop up of this, I guess. And just risk it. I still can. Fuck it, bro, let's do it again. You know what, let me put a stop all the way above here. I don't give a fuck no more. This is a fucking prop from account anyway, so I don't really care about this account. 149, I lose a lot. 149 times 10, I lose the account if I lose this. Yeah, I lose the account. I lose the account if I lose this, but yeah. 2 good bear bars, double top. I mean, am I gonna don't think I should just get out of this train. And the major move is right here, so I mean, this is a good trade. I don't know. Okay, then. Okay, baby. Should I stop even? I guess I should stop even now. Come on, get going. Go. Go all the way down here, bruh. Short. Honestly, I'm gonna sell more. I'm gonna sell more. Cause fuck it, I'm gonna fuck no more, bro. I'm gonna lose this account. I don't really care about this account. I'm gonna lose this account. Yeah, I'm gonna sell more. And stop it above this. And then, yeah. I don't really care about this account. This is almost done. This account is done. I don't even sell more, bruh. No, this account's done. Come on, get to my target, bro. Get to my fucking target, motherfucker. I mean, I don't really care about this account, so either we get here or we don't. Either we get here or we don't, or we lose it all. I don't care about this account, bro. Yeah, I don't care. $68. Yeah, if it goes up here, I'm done. Donezo. Rip. Maybe I'll sell more. Fuck it. Nah. Damn, this is a big ass fucking trend up. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm cooked. Cooked. Please go down. What the fuck? Caps? Let this turn out. What the fuck? Cooked. Cooked. Yeah, I'm cooked. This account is lost. It's over. It's over. It's done. It's finished. It's over. Come on, baby, go down. Please, go down. Go down all the way, down. Go down. This is like a fucking major trend reversal. What the fuck? A major trend reversal on a fucking 15-second charts. Hell nah, motherfucker. Go down, please. Go down, motherfucker. This is the light's going up. It's 50% correction. Oh god. 50% correction. It should go up. Reverse position? No. I mean, 3 fucking amazing bear bars. Like, what? Is it actually gonna go up? Like, what the fuck? There's no fucking way. It's gonna go up? Really? Really? There we go. Keep going down. Keep going down. Go downtown. All the way to this. Down. Maybe a double bottom. Oh no. Just go down, bitch. It tagged me. I thought it was gonna be a double bottom. It tagged me, and then now what the fuck is it gonna do? Yeah, this account, I need to fucking, I don't want this account anymore. need to pass this account or get rid of it, and I don't want it no more. Yeah, I need a fucking 525 is 1. Anyways, where we headed? What are we doing here? Damn, this one is going down even more. Damn, let's see. Is it gonna reach my measure move or what? Oh my god, it's gonna reach my measure move. There it is. It reached it. My measure move. If only I've just stayed in. No. $2 o'clock. Okay. Usually it's high. Okay. And right here's a support right here. Supports. Say here. Support here. Supports. Lock that in, bro. That's good. 3 hours streaming. Holy shit! What the fuck? Three-hour streamer, by the way. 420 price, okay. Sports. Yeah. Alright, that's enough of that. I'm not gonna. Where am I? Alright, that's enough streaming for today.